Hey Suga, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about my personal experience navigating through the modeling industry, from when I shot my first photo shoot in Miami at a crack house to shooting for Fenty Beauty in New York City. So stay tuned, it's going to be awesome. I found a photographer, not going to name him because he's way better now, so I'm not even going to put you out there like that, but we still cool. And he was like, yes, I'm starting a modeling agency. I need girls. I need to have a camera. Let's do this. And I was like, boom, I'm a model. I have heels. Let's do it. And I don't know what possessed us to shoot in a crack house. I think it was, I watched too much America's Next Top Model. That's what it was. I watched too much America's Next Top Model. And I thought, okay, this abandoned house would be fire. It would be an amazing photo. Look at the broken glass. I can you want to be on top, you know, the whole thing. And I got up in there and I posed my ass off. As soon as I walked in, there's shit in the corners, there's liquor bottles, there's wire cables everywhere, dirty water, mold. It was nasty, but I was like, you know what would Tyra do? What would Tyra do? I know Naomi would never, but what would Tyra do? And I got in there, and I mean, I was a good sport about it, he was a good sport about it. We got some great shots for the time and the place, but at that time I did not know that would do nothing for my career. And unfortunately, one of them is still on Vibe magazine's website as Vibe Vixen of the Day from like 2013. I really need them to get that off of that website. If anyone has any idea how to get terrible photos off of websites, hit me up, because when you Google my name, I'm sitting on a Winn-Dixie shopping cart, and that's just raggedy, and I don't know what possessed us. And my mom's shoes, because you can tell they're too big. Anywho, would not recommend that way. But I was just trying to get my foot in the door. You know, I didn't know any other way. I was like, there's a photographer, he wants to shoot me. What's the problem? And I will say that when you do start out, you should know what market you want to get into. And at that time, I wanted to do fashion. And I thought fashion was just boom, go anywhere and make it editorial. But it was not. Crack house was not the wave to make editorial. When I took those photos and I submitted them to agencies and I heard nothing, I realized that I need to figure out what's gonna work for me, because at that time I didn't know Miami was not a fashion market. Miami was a swimwear market. I knew that I was kind of in the wrong market, but I had to make it work. So after that photo shoot and after those rejections, I decided to sit down and figure out what are the categories of modeling and what can I do here to make me money, get me signed, and eventually get me to the next step of my career. So I decided, you know what it is? It's not me. It probably wasn't. But I was like, it's not me. I'm an awesome model. I was like, you know what it is? It's this market. It's Miami. This isn't where I need to be. When you think about models, where do you think? New York City. I was like, I need to move to New York City. I was like, I'm too big for this place. And I got my stuff together. You know, could have been a little bit easier. It was a little Miami. Getting out of Miami was a little hard. But got it together, packed my stuff up. I went back home for a year, saved up money working as a server, and then boom. Who was out in New York City in a year after that? This one. Oh, I love New York so much. So get to New York, and New York is real, y'all. I'm just gonna tell you, New York is real. New York ain't nothing to play with. It will never be a place to play with. Like, don't come here if you don't have it together, because it'll either one, force you to get it together, or two, break you down and turn you into a little shrimp. You don't want to be the second one. I went and knocked on every agency's door. I came even when I was in Florida for that 1 year saving up, went to agencies and everyone was like, yeah, we can't wait for you to come here. When you move here, let us know. Yeah, you have a cool look. No. Yeah, they like you. You know, I had about a 50-50. So I was like, okay, I'm getting there. I didn't bring the crack house photo shoots. I did not bring those. I took digitals. I found amazing photographers in Tampa. Tampa photographers are amazing. Do not sleep on small town photographers. They're the best because they are creative. They don't have that many outlets to do it. They don't have a rule book they have to go by. They can do whatever they want to do. Some of my favorite photos have come from small town photographers. So Tampa, Shout out to you guys. I love my Tampa photographers to this day. I did a whole portfolio within a year, printed it, went out there with the same agencies that told me that they loved me. They're like, oh yes, as soon as you move here, here's my card, call me, we can go out to lunch, we can discuss contracts. I was like, yeah, sure. Get there and they're like,
who's this? No, we're not taking anyone else. Who is this? No, I'm sorry, you look like someone on board. No, I'm sorry, your measurements are too big. No, I'm sorry, your eyes are too far apart. No, I'm sorry, you're not tall enough. No, I'm sorry, your hair's not long enough. No, I'm sorry.
And I was just like, but you guys said when I got here, I would be a model. They were lying, girl. So packaged myself up again and I was like, okay, what is my problem? I was like, I shot all this high fashion stuff in Florida, and because that's what I thought that they would want to see in New York. And I realized that when I met with a couple of, you know, I met with Next and I met with IMG and all those things, I realized I'm not what they're looking for from looking at their boards. I was like, I am not that type of girl. So I thought to myself and I was like, well sis, what type of girl are you? And I looked at some talent agencies, I looked at some commercial modeling agencies, and then it hit me. And it was like, sis, you are a commercial model. And I was like, but I like fashion. And my other side was like, you can do that later, but you need to get into the industry that's gonna get you in the door, you know? And I do say that for models, like, I know we all want to do everything and we don't want anyone to tell us what we can't do. And I'm an avid agreeer of that. I don't think anyone should tell you what kind of model you can be, but also these people only see these types all the time. So like commercial agencies, they know what commercial agencies look like commercial models look like. Fashion agencies, they know what fashion models look like. So if you come and you don't look like that, they don't got time to groom you because they're trying to make money. They don't have time to groom anyone anymore. This isn't like being found on the streets and being groomed and boom, now you're the next top model. Like, they're not doing that anymore. It is 2020 and they is about their money. That's it. So I knew that I needed to go the commercial route. And I was like, I need to get a portfolio that shows that I am versatile in commercial. Like, I could be your Target girl. I could be your Maybelline girl. I could be your whatever it is you want to sell. I can do it. So I had to prove that. Did a whole new portfolio. That took like a year. And then I finally went into agencies, and this is when I got some good responses. And I finally signed with my agency, who I'm still with today, State Models. Hi, babies. Back in the day, they were MSA, which was mostly just commercial and talent, but now they have commercial, fashion. Now they have commercial, fashion, anything else you can think of. So I am appreciative that I did go that route, because now I have options to be able to be like, okay, if I want to get into fashion, I might have some people from the fashion board dipping into me, being like, hey, do you want to go on this audition? They're looking for girls your size. Or hey, you know, Fashion Week's coming up, now it's more diverse. Do you want to go to this casting? So now it's a little bit more leverage because I chose the market that I wanted to be in and that I could be in. Chose the market that I could be in, and I ran with it. So I'm in New York now. I'm signed as a commercial model. What's next? Now we book everything, right? No, because I didn't even know how to audition yet. Like, I was, listen, I learned all this like on the go, but they would send me to these commercial castings as if, you know, because I'm a commercial model, they don't have time to teach me anything. It's like, here, you have a casting with Target, you have a casting with Colgate, you have a casting with Maybelline, boom, 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 boom. Your call time is this time, go in just like this, get there. And I would go, and I realized there's an art of auditioning, which that's a whole new video we'll talk about later on, because you can be the most beautiful model in the world, or you can be the most talented model in the world, but if you don't know how to audition, if you cannot read a room, if you cannot understand the concept of what they're trying to do, if you cannot show them what they need, they're probably not going to book you. And I've learned that pretty quickly, to know that when I go in a casting room, what mindset I need to be on to book this. And I had goals. I would go into my agency every couple of months and I'd be like, hey, let me talk to my agent, just checking up. Do you think I should do this to my hair? Do you think I should do this to my lips? These are my goals. I would show her my goal list. Like, these are things that I want to do. And she'd be like, great. Okay, well, you probably need to do more of these type of shoots. Like, I told her I wanted to get more into beauty. Once I cut my hair off, I have a whole hair journey as well. Cut all my hair off, went with this nice, you know, edged up, beautified, natural hair route, which I love. I love being natural to this day. And she was like, you know what? You have a great face. Your face is now open. It's out more. Why don't you try beauty? And I was like, yeah, beauty sounds great. I like beauty stuff. You know, that was on my goal. Maybelline was one of my goals, you know. So I decided, boom, I'm going to focus my energy on beauty. After that, got my book together, went on auditions, and guess who booked Maybelline? I did. It was not a campaign, but it was for their foundation. I was Miss 365 Nutmeg. Find me in your local Walmart. That's me. And I was head over heels. I was super excited because I said I wanted something and I went for it and I got it. Now what was the next one? Because we can't stop here. We're doing good in beauty. Beauty is signing these checks and depositing them, and I'm feeling great about it. Let's keep going. After that, I was booking Tarte. I started booking other commercials and stuff as well, and I was like, okay, I'm booking more regular. I love this, but I want to book something big. I want something huge. And I was like, what is my top favorite makeup companies? Fenty Beauty was the first one in my head. Who doesn't love Fenty Beauty? Who doesn't love Rihanna? It's okay, I'll wait. I ain't waiting. But Rihanna's amazing. We love her. We love her products. We love her trophy wife. We love her gloss. We love everything. So I was like, I want to shoot for Fenty. I love what her line is, how it's diversified. I love her campaigns. I was like, I want to be a Fenty campaign model. Put that on my goals book. I put that in a mood board. I think it was January 1st. I met up with my homegirls and we did a mood board. 2019, did a mood board, and that was on my mood board. And I remember in March of 2019, I got my Fenty casting. They were opening a new hydration foundation, and they were looking for girls who match these skin types. So only thing about beauty is that it's a lot of foundation stuff. So it's all about, you know, timing, and sometimes you fit it, sometimes you don't. And I went to the casting and I remember walking out like, I'm not gonna get this, because the guy had such a hard time finding my shade. Like, he did like 2 different shades, I wasn't it, and he was like, okay, let me try this one. He was like, this is the closest one, we'll just take a photo of this. I didn't get any positive feedback from the photos. I was like, all right, thank you, next. Boom, so I left. I was like, okay, well, next time, you know, there'll always be a next time. I had other castings in the bag too, so I was like, it's okay. I wasn't feeling too bad. And then I remember in April, I got that email that I booked Fenty, and I was just like, what? I was like, ow. That's what I was like though. I was like jumping for joy. I was like, what do you mean? They're like, yeah, you booked Fenty on top of these other things that you booked. And I was a booked and busy queen. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, I literally thought back to my mood board. I looked at my mood board. I'll show you guys a photo because it's sitting right here. And I looked at my mood board and I was like, wow, I manifested that. Like, I said I wanted to work with Maybelline, got it. Said I wanted to work for Fenty, got it. Look at the universe. I was head over heels, and I knew that my career was all up to me. I knew that if I made a plan, if I made a goal, and I discussed this with my agency, and I curated my photos and my book and my look to be what I wanted, I would get it. And I go in that audition room and I kill it, I get it. And that's honestly all it was. So I booked Fenty. I'm on cloud 9. This is like the largest paying gig of my career at that point. I was just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh God. Like, this is it for me. Like, I'm super excited. I think a week later, I had the shoot. Yeah, it was like, I got booked April 8th or something like that. The shoot was the following week, because once they book you, you're on set. They don't want anything to happen. They don't want your skin to burn. They don't want you to fall off a cliff. Like, do it now. And I get on set, and it was an amazing experience, only because, well, it was an amazing experience because it was Fenty. But it was an amazing experience because it was the highest paying gig I had, and I was only on set for an hour. An hour. Like, my call time was 12. They did the call times, I think it was like 5 girls each day. I think it was like 3 or 4 days shoot, so they did it by foundation, you know, lighter shades and darker shades. And I was on set with 5 other black girls, which was great. You never see that many black girls on set. Wow. And they booked me for a full day rate. I mean, at the amount they were paying, I can't really disclose that because, you know, contracts. But the amount they were paying, a full rate, is about 8 hours to 12-hour days, you know, and a half day rate can be 5 hours to 8 hours, just depending on what you're shooting. But they pay for about 2 days, you know, technically. And I get on set, they're like, go eat. They put me in a robe, they massaged me, they massaged my skin, then they let it dry, then they put the foundation on. Then I'm immediately on set. I shot a couple shots, they found the perfect one, they starred them. Thanks for coming in. I think it was like 1:15. And I was like, oh, and they did my nails. They did everything. And I was like, wow. And I left and I remember just being like, this was amazing. Like being on set for an hour, being pampered, eating, meeting these amazing models. Like the models I was with were, some of them were actually in Fenty Beauty campaigns. And some of them were actually very, very well-known, popular models that do fashion, that do runway, that do any and everything. And I was just in awe to talk to them, to learn different things, to ask them questions. I mean, we didn't get to talk that much because I was on set for only an hour, but just to be in that space, to know that I was worthy of that too, you know, and that I could be whoever I wanted to be. Like that just hit, that made everything worth it, from the crack house to the nose to the struggles. I was like, okay, I can do this. And what was that, April 2019? Then the photos and the foundation dropped in August. And after that dropped and that hit my portfolio, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was hitting the ground running. I was shooting and I was moving, and I started getting into commercials and getting into acting, and you know, having Fenty in my bag really helped as well. And I would honestly be booked and busy right now if it wasn't for Corona. Corona, what you doing? I say all of this just to say 2 things that are very important. One is for the models, and it can be for anyone, honestly, any creative. If you know what you want to do, and like how I wanted to do fashion, and it's not working out, you might have to switch another lane in that same thing and take that route, like how I had to do commercial and then eventually got into like mostly beauty, because I wanted to be a fashion model. To this day, I still love fashion. I would love to walk a runway, you know, and I still want to do these things, but I also had to take into account, you know, my health. I was getting depressed and stressed out that I wasn't booking these fashion gigs and I wasn't getting sent into these rooms, and I was like, why am I letting that bother me when I can also be doing Fenty Beauty, and I can be doing Target, and I can be doing all these other things that I love as well. So one, definitely know what market you look like. Run with that market until you get in your bag enough to be able to do what you want to do. And lesson 2 is for any and everyone. Manifestation is so real. It is so real. It is so real. When I tell you, like, I manifest things I don't even think about manifesting. Like, I manifest meeting people, I manifest food, I manifest career goals, but I also manifest just encounters in life. Like, I manifest things on my own personal body. Like, if you think about it first, write it down as a goal, come up with a plan, and then you visualize yourself in it daily. And then after that, you meditate, and your energy, like all your ambition, just automatically shifts gears towards that. Like, I don't even have to think about it. Like, if I say I want to book this or I want to do this, my gears in my head already switch to that without me even having to try, and eventually it's gonna happen. And then once it happens, you're like, hey, last year wasn't I just writing this down in my goal book? Or last week, didn't I just say this was gonna happen? Or last month, didn't I write that down in my phone notes? You know, write things down, visualize yourself in it, because if you can't visualize yourself in it, how is your brain gonna put you there? Visualize yourself in it, get into that mindset. I already think you got it, because nowadays I go into auditions thinking I already got it. I'm just in the audition so you can just see me before the shoot. I'm already here. We already booked, sis. What day is it? What day do I have to be there? I'm ready. And you can be too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Hit me up. Let me know if you love this video. Let me know what other videos you would like to see. And I will talk to you guys soon. Stay safe.